Alright, back we go here to finish up this district. Pardon me while I clear my throat. Sorry about that. Yeah, so we're going to get to work on this district here. And, you know, hopefully that works out. Not much left to do, really. A lot of the easier stuff, or the harder stuff, sorry, placing all those fence foundations is done. We did that a little earlier on the other live broadcasting set. And I thought I'd finish her up on this one. Maybe a little gamma 5 is in order. Where are we now? Alright, so, yeah, we're at the very beginning of District 1. And what's happened is District 1 and District 2 have kind of filled up. Or let me change one thing here. They've kind of filled up in the past little while. District 1 has been around for quite a while. District 2, however, is fairly new, but it filled up pretty fast, and it looks like a lot of the people in there are big time into building. So we just decided, especially with the weekend coming, we get a lot of new tribe joins. Sorry, give me a second here. My voice just felt a little off. Yeah, we're gonna probably get a lot of new joins over the weekend. Obviously with school starting, and the fact that we have 4 maps spreads things out a little thin. A few players when school started either became less active or completely inactive. However, we still do add players all the time, so I can't believe my voice right here. I'm so sorry about that. I don't know what's gotten into me. So yeah, this is District 1. It's been around a while. They have big dino pens for storage in behind their homes. Mimf here obviously got a lot of those caves done, as well as a couple flags for the brood mother, I believe. And, you know, you see spots that are cleared because someone might have either left the tribe or joined another one or started their own. So that does make new room now and again. And once the 3 districts are built, we will not be building any more districts. So we'll have to really keep an eye on things, make sure that there's lots of... In its current state, the tribe has 25 members. I would say 20 are active. Another, you know, maybe 15 are very active, 10 somewhat inactive. And out of that batch, there's a couple that aren't active at all. Over time, we kind of get them removed when we can. Starting off at night in the rain. Hopefully that means we'll be mostly filming without rain and daytime. District 2. Sorry about that. So yeah, we have a lot of beds, right? So what's Ravens just said there is he's accidentally spawned into another bed. But you can just fast travel right out of there. Or he's spawned in the Ravens bed. So each district has a common house like this in the south end. Just basic stuff for people to get started with. As well, each district has a batch of tribe dinos. As the tribe grows, or the district grows, sorry, and gets a little older, you tend to see more tribe dinos available. So District 2 already has a few. Some... some of those, sorry, I just gotta help solve this guy's problem here. So yeah, some of those districts, what was I talking about? Yeah, some of the guys brought dinos over or whatnot for various districts, so. So they get a pretty big buildup of tribe dinos. District 2 itself is pretty nice. I like it a lot. We tend to keep it pretty clean. And the most recent members up here on the right added last night, a gentleman from India. Our tribe's very international. We've got Americans, Europeans. At some point we had some Australians. I ain't going to be letting you in and out all night, bud. Alright? Get out. Every 5 minutes you're going in and out. That's my cat. God damn it. Trying to get work done here. Now, looks like Dino stole the District 3 trike, which I need. I guess I'll use the Argent instead. And he's been helping me to clear up the district itself is full of stuff. I'm so sick of the rain. I spent so many hours building straight for this giant bridge you see here, and I got so tired that after a while the rain just drove me nuts on my eyes. I just really had enough of it. I must admit and I don't have the gates I need yet. It's a bummer. Yeah, so, you know, what are you gonna do? Just give me a second here, guys. So I'm not overly impressed about starting it in this horrific weather, that's for sure. And what happens is that after a while, if you're really exhausted, which I was when I built that bridge, because I just kept pushing to get it done, the rain graphic just is really exhausting in a way. It drives me crazy. And on the island it rains a lot. It's one thing I'll give it up for scorched earth. It doesn't rain as much, but then you got these absolutely devastating storms. So either way, you're screwed, aren't you? Now, when I place the doors, I've got to make sure I'm as a foot soldier. We use a ranking system. And yeah, the new players won't be able to open those gates. So I'm just going to get both these doors down and then rank myself back up to a level 9 here. And that way I know everything I place won't get messed with. Got some stuff left over on. I guess I wasn't quite as prepared as I would like to be for this. We can get rid of the jar for sure. It's not a factor. The chat will leave there. Good. And I had just been streaming for several hours this afternoon, so hey, the rain has stopped. Fantastic. Just can't handle the rain right now. Alright, good. So now that that door is placed, I've got all the doors placed, so I'll just go ahead and rank myself back up to Sovereign. Our tribe's pretty big, like you saw, and we don't have a serious interview process, so if you don't have a VAC ban, you're pretty much in. And as a result, we do have a lot of things in play to keep our stuff safe from new people, and we don't have a lot of problems. Our tribe's really friendly, lots of courteous people, but you know, you never know. Better safe than sorry. So some of the things we use are the rank system, which means I can rank up dinos so others can't ride them. Everything you build is personally owned, which makes a big difference. I'm actually going to pitch in on some chopping here. So yeah, he's been cleaning it up for me, which is great. Get this whole area cleared up and ready for the weekend. So the ranking system makes dino safe. Everything you own is personally owned. Everything you build, personally built. And the other thing we do is everything you place is automatically locked to you. So if you just put, you know, anything like a forge or a smithy or whatever, no problem. If you just put a pin lock on your door, no one can get in your house, and then the rest you don't even have to pin lock up. So I think we'll start with finishing where we started, which is these little walls. With just I mean, you can do a lot of fancy things when you put the fence foundations in here. You can see that in my fancy gates video that I have up on this channel, but but for something this huge and this sloped, I'm just going with your basic. On one side is 3 walls, 4 walls, 3 walls and a little railing up top. And on the other side, here it's nice and flat, so I'm going to do something a little more creative there. On the other side, it'll just be one large wall, and that way I'll be able to get through it real fast. Now, I don't remember where I left off. I've been at it 3 hours, and I just needed a little bit of time to go to the store, buy some milk, get a couple things I needed. I decided to come back and stream the rest of this build here on YouTube, so that is what we are doing. Hopefully some people join us in chat, because I do love to chat when I'm doing these laid back builds. I know there might be one individual coming from Reddit just that has a few questions new to the game, so I'm more than happy to run into them, see what's what. I think I got pretty close to completing this. Here we can see where I left off. And now that I got Dino helping clear things up, and I'm sure he needs the resources anyways, but still, it just makes it a little easier to work when you can actually see what you're doing. See how that looks on the other side. Yeah, great. Ooh, is it great? Yeah, it's okay. And yeah, so it's rinse and repeat a lot. Just doing this over and over again. For now. It won't take long. What's going to go really fast are the walls. The large walls just whip it. One push, strafing sideways at full speed. And this portion's pretty close to done. Now it seems like I'm not loving the fence positions there. Having a demo gun would have been a good idea. I might craft one. It feels like these are all walls are heavily on the outside. Usually it only takes one. I'm guessing in this case, because it's so sloped, the fence foundations are a little low in the ground compared to the top of the gate, because the other side of the gate's very high. Okay, forget it. I'm going to craft myself very quickly a demo gun to make things a little easier. I have to take a... Oh, hey, what's up? How you doing, Drake? Yeah, okay. Let's take a look at that real quick. In the early... Now, first and foremost, later on in the game, you've got something called a mind wipe. So you'll be able to reset your stats and all your engrams. It's a recipe. So if you've made some mistakes or you got to redistribute things later, you don't want to worry about that too much, because you can. Some things I absolutely never do early in game. First, the nevers are water, food, oxygen, and fortitude is important, but early game I won't do much of that. Don't need crafting skill. This particular build, because I took a mind wipe, is all about weight and speed, so ignore it. But what I'll usually do at the beginning is speed. I'm going to want to get that up there a little bit, because you're not that strong yet, and running away is one of your great weapons, as well as if you've watched part 2 of my day 1 video, you'll see me taming my first trike, and the speed is a factor in why I can do the job. So, you know, get some speed points, health points, and stamina points. Of course, if you're chopping that axe all day, or a lot, which you do in the beginning, you're burning through a lot of stamina. Health, stamina, speed, and a touch of weight. You're not going to want to, you know, be running around all over the place real slow all the time. So this is a deep discussion I have in the day 1 video, which is long, you know, and not everybody likes to watch videos, so I understand. But in my batch of videos on YouTube, you've got taming your first pterodon, taming your first argent, taming a rex out in the wild, which I normally don't do. I use a trap. You've got your raft trap build in there to show you how to do that, and then the day 1 and day 2 videos, and finally a bunch of live videos of me doing caves. So if you're ever really in a jam, the answers are there. And you know what, this is the kind of game where you can kind of do things the way you want to. You don't have to roll exactly the way I do it. It's worked really well for me, but at least you might grab some ideas, and then you can kind of incorporate that into the way you want to do things. But the big stuff in the beginning, and always for me, is definitely speed, because you're just not strong enough to get things done without it. So it's a pretty key ingredient. Now this particular build is we have a 20. I'll show you here real quick. We have a huge tribe on this map. We have 25 members in our tribe currently. There are other tribes and other players, but we live in districts, and we've since filled District 1 and District 2. So what I'm doing here is building District 3, the third and final district. And then because we're going to add a lot of members this weekend, I'll have to have this district up and ready. District 1 and 2 are quite full at this point. So that's the job I'm on for now, and it is a repetitive, slow job. So, you know, always looking for anybody that wants to come in and chat while I do it. You know, come on down, and no worries there. I got the time. In a few minutes, I'm going to be just putting one large wall here, which you won't have on consoles. This is a modified server. On this job, I am using the mods, but in all my videos, I stick with the vanilla stuff, and a big reason for that is a lot of the other, I know it's changing, but when I started this game and I watched videos, these videos were guys playing on heavily modified, heavily tweaked servers, and it just didn't apply. And it's certainly not going to apply in a console. So when I started my channel, I said to myself, well, we're going to be doing this in a better way, you know. Well, that's what we do. However, this build is using mods. For one thing, actually, here you can do all this without mods. All I've done is placed a big gate and some fence foundations down low. And the reason being is our tribe's going to live all along and be placing houses along the walls. So it's more efficient to, in fact, just place a gate and the gateway. But when they build up their housing, people are going to come in through a door, and it'll lead to a wall. So we like to have established gates. And I'm almost done this part, actually. I've been working on it. I worked on it on Twitch all day, and now I'm doing here the second half on the tube, because we're not allowed to broadcast to both at the same time. Used to be able to, but once you get your affiliate status, those days are over. And this will about wrap it up. So we're going to go get our large walls we have pre-made. Get this done. And I've got a tribe mate who's been clearing up the brush here, which is great, to make some room for the buildings coming. But unfortunately, some of that may grow back. I'm not sure. There he is there working the quets. And, this is what took me from Sunday night to Monday. I built the Golden Gate Bridge here on the server here. I started Monday morning at 6 a.m. And finished about Tuesday, I guess, or Wednesday. I'm not even sure. I think I finished Tuesday. Yesterday we opened it up with fireworks, and that bridge is officially open. That was my first landmark build. It's going to be part of a series. I'm doing 4. We have 4 maps in a cluster, so I'm doing 4 landmarks. Starting Monday will be the next one. I think it's going to be the Eiffel Tower, but I'm really not sure yet. Did I boost myself to Sovereign? I forgot. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, that's what I would start with. Now let's go take a look. I'll show you some examples. We got some good examples here inside the District 2. There's a YouTube video I have where it talks about building your first house. This guy watched it and he took it seriously. So what he's done is he's put a gate into a structure like this, and he keeps his dinos in there. Because this area is already protected by stone gates, he's fine with the wood. But if this stone house or wood house was outside with no gates around it, certain things like a theory, they're going to claw right through that wall. It's sad. It won't damage the wall, but their arms reach through it in most cases. So this thatch ceiling is no good, except he can get away with it because there's flower turrets protecting it, and the other gates are stone. This is a more example of something solid, and it doesn't have to be this big. But we can see how he's incorporated the gate into his building. And what that means is he can park his little dinos inside. They're going to be a lot safer. That's one option, and that's one way to do it. As we can see here, though, a lot of people do park their dinos outside, which is perfectly fine because of these defenses, these flower turrets. But for you, in the early game, what I recommend you do is get a circle of gates going. And here's a great example of the raft I'm talking about. Okay, there's a trap. So that hole in the back is too big. I would not do this. Use door frames. I didn't build this raft. Use these door frames like this. Okay. What happens is an Argent's following me. I want to tame it, or you know, a trike, a carno, a raptor. I run full blast if I'm alone. I run full blast into here. He's now, you know, I'll give him a little punch so he's all busy jammed up, and then I whip around and I close that door. And boom, I got a dino trapped inside right now, right? It's not going anywhere. And in this house, the door's probably locked, but in this little house I would have all the stuff I need, like beds, mortal pestle, all my taming gear. And I could come right here and shoot him through the doorways. And that is the easiest way to tame in the game. And even if it's an Argent, you can have him follow and fly you in. And I have a specific video on how to build that raft, and I believe this guy watched that video first. And that's why that raft is built like that. And that's a game changer. And what that means is I can live on that raft for the first couple days. In my case, on this map, my brother and I were the first two on it. We swam out to Herbivore Island where there are no carnivores. We swam out there, and it was a risk the first swim, but we made it. There's no carnivores there, so all you got to do is avoid starving to death. I built my raft there. There's metal there, stone, everything. I tamed my first trike, my first ankylo, and built all my gates and stuff in advance, stored them in a box, and then brought them over. Now here's another way to store dinos. These ones are all outside, most likely on passive, okay? But again, the only reason this person can get away with it is because the walls are already up. And then finally, this is an expensive thing. You're not going to necessarily do it in the early game. Behind this behemoth gate, we'll get on a bird. I can't fly. I think I'm going to be too heavy. We'll see. So this is a large dino storage area. Okay. Now again, if it wasn't secured, those dinos would be at risk because their heads are poking out the wall. And this person has built theirs with even a ceiling on it. So that's some backyard dino pens. A little later in the game. Harbor to store those dinos, you see there. But for the basic first build, pardon me. Yeah, are you playing on the island, Drake? Can I call you Drake, or is it better Orthris? If you're playing on the island, I'll show you where it is on the map here. Okay, I better return this bird. Okay, well, on the island, which is the only place that has Herbivore Island, if you look at my map now, on the bottom right, there's an island there at 80 whatever. But check it on Google to be sure. Okay. The top island is Carno Island. All carnivores, very dangerous. There's a cave there. But if you know, up in the top right of that map is where my main base is located on the river that exits that top right section, and that's where all the nice violent dinos are. But you can't start there, we'll just get wrecked, right? So we swim out to Herb Island down south, right? And we took our boat all the way up there, and which was dangerous. Going across the swamp was risky. But, you know, we started fresh on this map in July, let's say, or late June. But both me and my brother have 3,000-4,000 hours in each, so we stuck with a plan that works every time. I don't know if you're in single player or what, but sometimes in a PvE server, Herbivore Island might already be taken. The reason I don't like to live there permanently is there's only Herbivore, no good Carnos, Rexes, or anything, and the other downside is that it's a long ride to anywhere. You gotta swim across the entire ocean or fly. Fly or take your raft. It's just a bit too far. So there is no other island like Herbivore Island on any of the other maps. That's why I asked. You got Ragnarok. I'll let my cat inside here. You got Ragnarok. You got Scorched Earth. You know, Aberration and whatnot. But the island, the original Wildcard Arc map, has both Herbivore Island and Carno Island. And that's the first time I started there like that. It was my brother's idea. He said, here's what I want to do. I want to swim out to Herbivore Island, and you know, the swim's sketchy. Odds are you're not going to make that swim, but we both did first try, so that was great. And once we're out there, we're safe as pie. You can spend a long time there if you wanted. But in the long run, it's a long flight to get over the water and a particularly slow ride on the raft. As you know, the rafts go pretty slow. So you're better off with that sort of small raft I showed you for now, and then picking a spot where you're going to build a base. But if you're on single player, man, go for the swim, even if you die on your first shot. You know, find out on Google what the spawn is for it. I believe it would be like south something, and go for it. You know, just make sure you know where you're going, because if you make it, all you got to do is not die. And not dying is just don't punch a trike, don't punch a bronto. You know, stay out of things ways, and you'll live there until you get your raft and your bed up. Once you have the bed up, you can respawn where the bed's at. That's obviously pretty helpful. These are super heavy. Like, these large walls you don't have on vanilla. And these large walls are going to make this job finish off real good, you know? Once I get my position nailed down, I want to see how many I can carry. I can move with that many. Alright, that's just about peaked up. We're a little slow, but once these walls are done, I was going to build a common house, but I believe that I'm getting picked up at some point soon, based on that phone call there. So yeah. Why you want to jerk me around? Over to slot 3, so it's easier to do with my finger. Yeah, that's fine. No point wrecking it. The problem with the thatch is wood's like a little better. Keep the house though, right? But the thatch is very vulnerable. So, you know, any kind of dino can kind of work through it. Wood's a little bit stronger, but finally there's not too many dinos that get through stone, and then like 1 or 2 that get through metal. I don't personally build out of metal on a PvE server except for a few items. Some people do, good for them, but most of all the guys on this server are building out of stone or wood for looks, and thatch. You know, you saw the thatch roof there. It looks cool, but you don't want necessarily to build thatch right out in the open. And if you want, we could take a little tour after and get a look at some of these different bases. And like I said, I have a certain way I do it because it works for me and I'm used to it. But in that south zone, you could instead of getting a raft going right away, you could work on your little house, you know, and get that built up. The problem is a little tough to find metal, and metal tools are going to become very good friends pretty soon. So with the raft, you can head out, and there's metal on Herbivore Island too, which is really cool. With the raft, you can head out a little bit and grab some metal, right? So that's pretty awesome. And it's just a mobile bed. That mobile bed is a hell of a nice thing to have, you know. A hell of a nice thing to have. And I personally learned it all the hard way. I just didn't know. I mean, I did everything dumb. And what happened is we built our first base in the south because it was safe. But then when it's time to get a doe-ed, or some of these key dinos, I didn't even know about the raft. You know, I try and walk up on land with a couple raptors, everything I had, and I have to cut through the jungle to get to the doe-heads and all this, and I lost everything, you know, so it didn't work out. It was only way later, I think after 300 or 400 hours, I realized that you could build on a raft. What I'd done is I built a raft and tried to put a campfire on it, and it didn't stick. And I was like, oh, you can't build on them. Okay. I didn't realize that you need to place foundations on that raft first. And to get the maximum out of that raft, you need to get 9 foundations on it. And then after that, it won't let you put any more. And you put some ceilings there. Yeah, sure, man. Do your thing, bro. No worries. Glad to be of assistance. Anyways, away we go here. So we're almost finished this district. I don't know why I kept those 3 like that, because they're nice and flat. I might do something fancy there later, I'm not sure. And yeah, I got a couple new players already scheduled in to come tomorrow, so they may not want to live in this district as it's kind of empty, but they may want to as well. At least they'll have that option available. And, you know, they'll be able to do it how they like. I just know by Saturday I'm going to need the district, and on the weekends I can get pretty busy with adding new players and all the other stuff, so I thought if I get this done today, we'd be in better shape. And even with school starting, there's still plenty of people that don't go to school that are looking to play, so we got to make sure we're ready before they join, with the common house, with a couple tribe dinos, and with the right gear. So yeah, quick set of walls here, and we're moving right along. You know, that's my last one. Some more in the box. I mean, this is massive. It's the biggest district of them all because it's the last district. There won't be any more districts. And it's not the most popular place on the map to build. So kind of the idea is we've got 25 people in our tribe, right? But if we all live in one section like this, so 25 people in some cases would be minimum 5 tribes, maybe 7, right? So 7 tribes taking up space on the server that they're going to want good spots, and they're going to have a lot of dinos, and they're going to get expanded. Well, with 25 people jammed into this area, you have a bunch of advantages. Number 1, there's a lot of room on the map for other tribes. And number 2, our guys are close together to each other, you know, so it's real easy for them to meet up and work together. And, you know, there's District 2 there, and south of it's District 1. So my plan was, let's take that peninsula, and it's still not bad. You're pretty close to the north where there's some good dinos. You got some metal up on that mountain. You got some oil right in the water right here. So it's not the best spot on the map, but it's not a bad spot. And we got, you know, it's been working out really great. Another reason this district had to be big is it's kind of got a bunch of rocks in the middle and all kinds of other things in the way. It's kind of sloped, you know, which is a little trickier to build on, but with the S Plus and the clipping, you can actually do a lot of fun things with sloping, so it's not too bad. I think over time we might have to remove a couple of these walls though and get actual gates down. Dino 2, this guy that's helping me clean it up, he's a friggin' awesome team player, man. I don't think he's like massive amount. I don't know. He might have played quite a bit, but I just like this guy. He's the only one helping out right now, getting her cleared up. Number one, and he also built a second story on the common house in his district, and has mentioned that this is the first tribe he's been in a while where he finds it chill and he can like enjoy his time. So he's you know, he's long term. He's looking to stick around and do his things, and no rush to do it. And that's my kind of player, because I'm that kind of way too, you know what I mean? I'm not going to run shit on a schedule. I like to do things at my own pace, do it my own way, and if it works out, it works out. Hey, yo, what up, Zarian? How you doing, dog? Let's get District 3 built up here. If you're the same Zarian as from the server, which I presume you are, I got Dino in here clearing up shit for me, and District 3 is the third final district. It's also the biggest district. And, yeah. So it's kind of wrapping up. I still got to put the common house together. My girlfriend just called and said she's picking me up, but I think I got time to get that done. How are you making out anyways, boss? Things are going good. I assume you started school or something. I don't see you around as much, or maybe it's because you're always on Ragnarok. Or maybe you're not the same Zirian. I don't know. I need to bring a couple. I need to get a fence foundation down here. I think there's one in the Argent. No idea where I parked it though. This place is so big with so many bushes. I started this earlier today. I spent about 3 hours on Twitch doing the first half, and then I wanted to finish it up here on the tube. So we just have to finish a couple more walls, and then I think I brought fence. I'm sure I brought some. Finish up a couple more walls, and then the common house, and everything's already prefabbed. No, everything's already prefabbed in the boxes up down in the south end here of the thing. So I need one foundation, fence foundation, to fill that hole. Yeah, I figured as much. I hope you guys are having a good time over there. It's a pretty cool map, huh? I'm a big Rag fan. It's just I can't be there too much and I think it's going to be another couple weeks before the tribe's really full. But you know, I got to be here to make sure we got new players coming in all the time and stuff. But I probably would be playing on Rag otherwise. Maybe, I don't know. I've only spent maybe 100 hours total on Rag, so not enough time to really explore the map. Also, I do want to get these caves done and stuff, because I've just never done the game that way, you know. But I have been there a bit, and I did my how-to, like day 1 tutorial video that's on YouTube, you know, starting on Rag, because I can't start a new character here, so. And I did it when the rates were at 1. I didn't realize when I started that map the rates were 1 times. Obviously now it's 3 times, but. That's kind of cool that it's got a lake in the middle here, though. That's kind of neat. I'm sure someone's going to build something pretty awesome around there. So we got a little hole here I don't want to forget about, so we're heading over to that right away. That's right here. Get this fence foundation down. Get that filled in. Thank God for clipping, make that pretty easy. I don't think it matters, Arian, but I think you know your gates are wide open, on your Dino storage unit, by the way. No one's fucking around, though. But I think you were around for the beginning of the tribe. Not sure we had that guy Raptor or whatnot, but we used to have you know, even when it first started, we had a lot of thievery and BS going on, and that's really stopped. We just really happen to have a great crew right now. It's probably the best crew I've had in Tribe of Nations history, which is... The concept's a year and a half old at least. I mean, I did it, might be like pushing that now. I did it way back in the day, and in the other one, we always had problems. Always like people stealing everyone's stuff, messing around. It's by far the nicest Tribe of Nations there's ever been. Probably the coolest tribe too. Like the boys are always working together. Everyone's having a good time. It goes pretty good. Well, I think we'll do a quick inspection of the walls, but I believe we're ready to put up the common house. definitely going to be short on little entrances and exits, so I'll get some small gates built up tomorrow and probably pop out some of these walls. There's just too big a gap. It's going to be too long a run to get out if you're in a hurry. Got one there. Oh, that's a big distance. The next one's like somewhere around there. Oh boy, it's a bit heavy. Some rocks for sure too. Live without it, I got a bunch back there. Well, common house time. We'll ditch these raw materials in the raw material box I got from clearing it up earlier. Save all those for the common area, and away we go. I assume you've seen the Golden Gate Bridge theory, and everyone has been showing it to anybody that'll look at it. It's my most beautiful build I believe I've ever pulled off. Hasn't quite rendered yet, but it's goddamn gorgeous, goddamn. Alright. Let's get this common house built. And the doors. I guess we're gonna have to get walls up here. Forget it. I was gonna do something fancy there, but I don't know. I already got enough fancy builds on the go. Oh, 60 walls. So that should be enough. 3, 6. So 18. 12, yeah, 18. Might run out for that building then. Okay, we're gonna start at the high part and have to stack them. Which blows, but it is what it is. Probably means, oh boy, we might not have to stack many. Because I didn't anticipate stacking. I hopefully I have enough foundations, but I think I should. Oh yeah, definitely. We'll do one more row. Make it a little big and comfortable. So is it just you and Draxer in that tribe, Zarian, or you got any other ones in there? Hey, does Raven ever play over there anymore? I never see that guy. Get some ramps just to make that a little neater after. And we keep the common house really basic. And you know, that way the... Oh, fuck. Yeah, we just keep it basic. Just a little starter area to help out people when they join up. Oh, wow, look at that. Just enough walls. That's awesome. I mean, I could have gone and got more, but who wants to? fast. So we'll get the objects that go inside. Start off with mostly basics. We'll get a fireplace in there. This thing. Your mortal pestles, which I like to put on tables, so we got a couple of those ready. Oh, of course we need the district signs, but we'll do that last. Might not have time today. And we're going to try and transport all that stuff in there, which will take a couple trips, I imagine. Oh, the ramps. I want a little ramp to get in that doorway for sure. Here comes the fog. You don't really need the ramp, but it just seems silly not to have it. Alright, so this I just keep simple. This does not follow my usual designs. If we went over to my house, it's a pretty much more complex. And as you saw earlier in the video, those houses in the district are also pretty damn nice. But we're going to just get up the basics. And just any old drop. Although I still want it to be kind of straight. I'll guide myself off the walls here. Not bad. That'll work. Tell Draxter he's got a drake hovering over the ocean if you're still there, Zarian. Somewhere over the rainbow. Yo, what up? Yeah, we got the walls done while you were gone, Drake, and we're just throwing together the little common house. Basically, this, you know, I was saying we got a few districts for people to play in, and District 1 and 2 is for the tribe, which you saw. And District, ooh, I forgot my smithy. Let's hope we got one. I don't like this here. So you see, I can pick this up. You wouldn't be able to do that because you don't have that mod. So let's go get our smithy and place it first. So you want to be really careful when you don't have the mod where you place shit. Really tough call, you know. I mean, why not? You know, if you can get out there, it's going to make the next couple days on you really easy. I didn't build a smithy. Are you freaking serious? Oh, there it is. It's going to make those next few days easy and fun. And it's not a permanent solution, but I'm telling you, I'd never done it before, and it was my brother's idea. And I was like, you know what? That sounds pretty good. And boy, was life easy for us. We spent 3 days on it. 3 real days, you know, like human days or whatever. And we just built everything up on there, and it was just freaking perfect. Like, and you got your trichina and kilos out there, you know. And then first thing you do is when I got off is got a Carno, because once you have your trap, the Carno is pretty easy to get. I don't like Carnos, but it's a decent early game violent animal. So. There we go. Now we just need the beds and to name them. District 3. We're going to do a little copy paste, save us a little time. I mean, that south section you're in where your thatch house is probably good too, you know. Herbivore Island doesn't even have friggin' dilos on it, though. I mean, it's the first time I ever did it. It's really not necessary, but it certainly was cool. And there's metal. I mean, there's metal right at the top. I think there's an explorer note, so you'll rank up quicker. Like, you get that explorer note, then go kill a couple dodos or whatever. You can even tame your first pterodon out there. That would be great. There's a video for that, too. Taming your first pterodon. And I did it near the swamp. It was deadly. I was fighting almost the whole time. Even died once. Titan boas, all these brutal things were coming at me, but it was a great lesson for why spike walls are good to place around your tame, because those things kept me going real easy like. Alright, so we're going to start moving the gear in there. I'm going to give him everything I got, not my sword though. Nothing to this, but all the stone, put all this stuff in the smith. Oh, and I got to unlock everything. Oh no, got to pick everything back up and replace it, I forgot. None of them will be able to access it because it's all placed as a level 9, including the door. My bad. So first I need to rank myself down to 1. I was chatting and not paying attention. Here we go. And the only real way to do it, because Ark's half broken. I love the game, don't get me wrong, but it's got some brokenness to it. I should be able to rank these down no problem, but I can't. Because it's so I gotta pick them up as a level 1 and replace them. Bit of a drag, I was kinda feeling like I was getting finished here. Wooden table I can't. But it doesn't need to be, because no one's gonna be doing anything with that anyways. Oh, let's do this all again, like an idiot. Can we get all of it? The beds, all the same fucking thing. Bonehead maneuver, dude. Bonehead maneuver. Yeah, cool, man. Well, you know what? And honestly, it's a lot of it might grow back anyways. I just wanted to get it cleared so I could see what I was doing while I built, but no need anymore, man. And thank you very much, dude. Thanks a lot.
Like I said, I got most of it cleared. I think it's mostly just the underbrush that's going to grow back now.
Hard to say. I just don't know. Do the fence foundations prevent stuff from growing back? I don't really know the mechanic for that, so we'll see.
Anything that you build, pillars, foundations, any of that shit should keep things from growing. The only problem I might see is this part of the peninsula is a lot wider than the rest of it. So the stuff in the very middle might grow back.
Yeah, but that's okay. You know, once the weekend rolls, we'll get some housing going on and some new people in here. Then we should be all right. It will stop growing back, and I mean, fuck, to have the materials close by is still good.
Yeah, the rocks should stay gone though. I think they were close enough to the outside where they'll stay gone.
We'll see. I just don't know that mechanic. I heard that gates don't stop stuff from growing back, but I don't think that's true.
Really?
You know?
Yeah, I haven't heard that. If there's anything that you can build that does not keep things from growing back, I don't know about it. But yeah, those rocks that are left in the surrounding a little pool of water that's recessed in the ground, all that stuff is permanent. I can't remove it.
Yeah, that's it. The big stuff around the lake, you mean? Yeah, no, it's not going nowhere. But I think we're going to see someone build something cool around that water, I hope.
That would be pretty cool, yeah.
Drake, I would check online, man.
I wouldn't know how to do it.
It's that island at the bottom right. But just type Herbivore Island on Google. And, oh, maybe you're having trouble reading the map because you're on the console. Is that what you mean? But you can see the island off the shore. If you get down into the south, get down around, what is it, 80 here, I guess, right? 85. So if you get down around 80, you know, just on that tip of 80, just above there, you can't see where my finger is, but you see number 80 here, and then 80 there. I don't know how clear it is. Bottom right of the map, that is Herbivore Island, if I'm not mistaken. And you'll be able to see it from the shore. It's got a big horseshoe into it, like that movie The Beach or whatever. Now we're gonna rank them. We just gotta unlock them. Yeah, well, best I can recommend, Drake, is see if you can see the island off the shore. You know what I mean? I can hear what here. Here, we'll do this. Give me a second here. So if you can get, you know, the red obelinks is right about where my mouse cursor is at 8259-ish, right? If you can get out to anywhere along this shoreline here, where the bay cuts in, you should be able to see it. And if you can get out to 7780 or 8080, you should be able to get across to there, and you'll be able to see it. That's about the best I could do. And I just don't know enough about consoles, right? Never played on a console before. Well, that about sums up this job. Got the beds, the smithy, mortal pestle, forge. It's pretty much what they need to get started. Yeah, I'm not coming in the Discord voice channel tech. Okay, so now we just gotta put in some mats, because we got a lot extra. Green, I don't know about that. If you're thinking of the green oboe, that's quite a ways away. Bottom right of the map, the very bottom right if you can get to it, and then you just go up north along the shore a little bit, and if you look off to your right, you should see the island physically speaking. So if you can get to the bottom right corner of that map and then start heading up north, the ocean's on your right as you're heading up north and the land on your left, and you're running along the coast, you should be able to look out and see that, I would think. Plan that out correctly. I don't think the bird will be able to take all of it, but some of it. Oh, right. Yeah, you don't get that nice marker up. Okay. Yeah, that blows. I forgot about that, and that's a bit of a bummer. So the map's kind of useless. That makes it interesting. Okay, so let's talk. Look, you know what? Here, watch this. Let me get this stuff back in the bin. I'm going to fly out there. That'll help a lot to show you kind of where it is here. Alright? This will be much better. Yo, what up, Core? Just going to show Drake here where he's playing on console. So he has no map marker. And he's trying to get out to Herbivore Island, but obviously without a map marker, and when you're new, that's a bitch. And I just realized it didn't have the point. I didn't understand what he was saying. So we'll do an actual, basically use this by actually using landmarks, which when I first started on officials, that was how I had to do things. I had to know where the rivers and the mountains were to get things done. So. Alright, so that's that red obelinks, right, Drake? So that's how you know we're definitely in the south. And I'm guessing that you said, I'm not really sure where you are, but the person where you're living at. Okay, so the red oval, there's a river cutting up here that leads back out to the right or back up to the left. In our case, though, we want to stick along this shore. That's where I built my very first base on official, right here. It's pretty awesome. Let's go take a look. You're currently, there's a river between 50, 60 on the bottom. Can you show me from there? Yeah, I got you. So you're pretty close as is. So 50, 60 you said? Oh boy, you're on that river? When you say 50, you mean the number on the left? Or my fucking map sucks. So 50 latitude, 60 longitude? Is that what you're saying? It's my little house here with my boat and my trophies for filling the caves up. See what's on my map there, on the bottom. You mean you're between 50, 60 on the bottom numbers on the shoreline, right? And if you're talking, so you're not giving me latitude, you're just saying around 50, 60 longitude along the shore, would that be correct? This is essentially where I'm heading now. I guess you don't see the map too good. Hang on. Clear up that chat window. And my cam window's in the way too. Just hang on here. We'll even get rid of that for you, boss. Just wait, that stuff's gonna clear out of your way and you'll see exactly where I am on the map. As soon as that cam gets okay. see my blue arrow here is moving, right? I'm guessing you're somewhere around here on the beach. These rock things might look familiar to you. So you're already kind of close. Space coming along great. Longtooth, looks like they're getting sort of a harbor up there. Getting going. Alright, look at that big island straight ahead of me. That's the place. So you would be just working your way along this shore. It's going to get a little rough, you know. It's not that dangerous here, but at least have your spears and your dilo ready. And we'll check what spawn we're in. Press the I button here. We're in the Southern Isles, East Zone 1. Okay, East Zone 1, East Zone 2-ish. Spawn up in East Zone 1. Alright, I gotta go, guys. Sorry about that. So, you know, right around East Zone 1, you see that island out there. You just got to make that swing. And the shortest distance is up from there. Okay, you see straight ahead. And that's it. That's Herbivore Island right up there. And the best swim across can be from here. I'll just give you an idea of what it is, and then I got a car waiting for me downstairs, so I gotta go, unfortunately. Won't be gone long, but can't stay. I'll probably just log off on Herbivore Island. That's how safe it is. So once you get out here, look, you can do whatever you want out here. It's just gonna be rough that first time across, and you may not make it. Someone's got some action going here. Alright. Like I said, I gotta bail out, guys. Thanks for coming out, and good luck in getting your mission done there. You guys have a great night, and take care.